All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to apostle and elders in New York, GMS, and citations to the Akim that's teaching truth on your lives online for it. And shalom to you, Aqua, that's looking at our videos. My name is Maya Kaala Bun Gad with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. I'd like to make a disclaimer that we are not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and speckled birds that scatter abroad. Speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their father's paternal bloodline go back to Israel. A good example of that is the Kaifeng Jews of China. Okay. We are not affiliated with any black identity extreme groups. We are not affiliated with any extreme groups. We are not affiliated with any Islamic groups. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. All right, so is right here, 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over man, but to be in silence. All right. And the reason why I brought this up, man, because you have right here, because I know I said like another video, I wasn't going to make a video about that, but the Spirit led me back to the video. And I caught a few things that she said that made her fall upon her own sword, and which proved that are going to prove that the so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians are the legit paternal descendants of the Israelites, particularly the Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So-called Negroes, Judah, so-called West Indians, Benjamin, so-called Haitians, Levi. All right. Well, some people say Levi. All right. And her name is what is her name? Nitty. What the hell it is? Excuse my French. All right. Oh yeah, Nitty. All right. So that's her name. All right. Something she said, man, was real. Some things she said, two things she said is real interesting, man. All right. So let's give this say right here. All right.
Summit in Boston late last year, and if you haven't had the opportunity to attend, I suggest you join the Facebook group, and I'm pretty sure Pastor Jason LaPlanche has an opportunity for you to purchase the videos from the presentations that were there. They're phenomenal. But I want to show you what my good friend and fellow urban apologist Pastor Damon Richardson had to say that blew me away at that presentation.
Now, this is how she brainwashed, man. Now, she said urban apologist at first. Why you just can't be apologist? Was so subliminally Esau, basically, man. Brainwashed these jakes, man. All right, to be second class, man. All right, ain't no such thing as no urban Israelite, no Western Israelite, Southern Israelite, Northern Israelite. All right, we all Israelites, man. All right, see this total madness, man. She don't even know she been brainwashed. All right, well, better play with this right here. All right. And hold on, in the Cold War, urban just basically means just being subliminal, just calling you the N word. All right.
Benin called Ajuda. So I'm showing you how they try and play you ignorant. They'll say, oh, so Ajuda is really pronounced Ajuda. And it's really, Ajuda is really Ajuda because the West Africans there were really Israelites from the tribe of Judah. So they say that Israelites settled in Benin and named their town Ajuda. But let me show you what history tells us. Portuguese, or I should say French settlers, colonized that area, and they called it Ajuda. The Portuguese could not pronounce Ajuda, so they called it Ajuda. Ajuda in Hebrew means praise, not help. And so, again, this is that phenomenological trick. Doesn't it sound the same? Must be the same. But Ajuda, that sounds like Judah. It must be Judah. Therefore, the people who live there must be Judahites. That's really, really, really bad logic.
All right, so you hear Jake and people snickering stuff. It says, well, Hosea, let me get this camera right. Hosea chapter 4, it said, my people are destroyed. They're like, oh, no, it's this guy, he destroyed, man. Him and the old people, the Israelites, they said they destroyed. All right, so go ahead, what she say? She now watch this.
I'm sitting in the crowd watching the presentation, and I'm just like, it clicked for me. And the reason why it clicked for me, he said here that in Portuguese, the word ajuda means help.
Help. Ajuda.
Some of you may know that my family is Afro, my mother's family is Afro.
And you see, say Ajuda. Ajuda. All right. All right. And you say Ajuda. All right. Okay. Now it's gonna play. Now why would this? Ajuda. All right. Prove they don't. Cause the letter J didn't come to about. Reason I brought that up because basically it reminded me of because later on she like to say that because she like an argument that the letter J could we always point out to the fact that Yahweh's name couldn't be Jesus because the letter J didn't come to like the basically 16th century. All right. All right. So, that was just something. But watch what she said right here. All right.
Is Afro-Cuban. And
so she said she Afro-Cuban. Okay.
So when he said Portuguese for help is ajuda, it rang with me because it's the same in Spanish. It's ayuda.
If you want to say, I need help in Spanish.
All right. Now, ayuda does mean in Portuguese, it does mean help, but there's other words in Portuguese that mean help or aid, support. All right. But why would these people call this area in Benin, why would they call it Ajuda? Okay. Now, I'll go right here to this book, The Earth and Its Inhabitants. All right, just bear with me. Page 267. It said east of Great Popo begins the Dahomey territory. All right, that's Benin, guarded by the town of Gliwa, known to Europeans by various names of Fida. All right, Wida. The old writers called it Judah, and its inhabitants were said to be Jews, while the neighboring river Alala, whose real name is Ephra, became the Euphrates. Okay. All right. Now, why would the writers call this, man? All right. Why would the French or the Portuguese, why would everybody, the scholars, call this area Ajuda? All right. Like, why? Because the inhabitants in that area were Israelites. All right. The one that was being that was being colonized and sold into hardcore slavery and shipped to the America and elsewhere. Those were Israelites. Okay. Now let's look at Ajuda. All right. On the internet, Ajuda is what it says. Ajuda. All right, it's a frequented civil parish district of Lisbon, the capital of Portugal. Ajuda is located in western Lisbon, northeast of Belém, and west of Alcantara. All right. Now, she marking that, just because it's, you'll see, I'm gonna play it right here. What she gonna do? All right.
You can say, necesito ayuda. Necesito Ajuda.
And again, if you watch that video about the letter J, you'll see how the letter Y and the letter J are pretty much the same sound, or pretty much the same letter interchangeable. Now, the reason why this is important, you can see here that there are many different ways to say Ajuda. The African brother told us that it was Ajuda. Then we had the French who came and said Ajuda, Ajuda. And so the Portuguese here are attempting to say Ajuda. The Hebrew Israelites claim that the Portuguese showed up and saw the children of Israel there and were trying to say tribe of Judah. But all they were really trying to say was Ajuda. If they had been speaking Portuguese, the word Ajuda has a meaning in their own language, and it means help. It does not mean tribe of Judah. Another thing is, there is currently a parish or a neighborhood.
Like you see in the book, it says Judah. All right, either way, Judah or Judah. Judah. Watch this.
That the children of Israel and the lost tribe of Judah is over there. Why? Let's just say for a moment that it were true, that it was named after the kingdom of Judah because of the tribe of Judah.
All right, so anybody know about the Israelites? It's the Portuguese, man. All right, because they've been conquered by the Moors. Moors, a number of Israelites under this Islamic banner. All right, because your religion don't change your nationality. And then you had 8 of them as what? The other Israelites. All right, particularly this is the Jews, right? Majority of the Southern Kingdom. All right, now was Lisbon? Lisbon is over in Portugal. All right, now look up here, Lisbon, Portugal, on the Jewish Virtual Library. All right, which is a site with a lot of gems in it. All right, you gotta pick the bones out of meat and separate the lies or the errors from the truth. All right, and get the truth out. All right, so this is the Virtual Jewish Library. JewishVirtualLibrary.org, a credible site. All right, it's made by Jews. Okay, it says Jewish Virtual Library, Lisbon, Portugal, situated on the north bank of Tagus Estuary. Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, had always been a meeting place with different peoples. Important Jewish communities settle in this region and contribute to the flourishing of his trade and culture. Right? So these are ancestors, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, particularly in this case, the so-called Negroes. All right. It says Lisbon conquered from the Moors in 1147 by Dom Alfonso Henriques, the first king of Portugal. The castle of Sojora stands proudly atop one of the city's 7 hills with magnificent view of the city. It was the site chosen home to Portuguese court during the first 2 centuries of the kingdom's existence. All right. All right, so I'm going to go down here. It says what? It says right here, at that time when the Jews were expelled from Portugal in 1496, there were 2 important Jewish quarters in this area. All right, Judea Grande, close to the present church of Saint Nicholas, in the street the same name, and Judea Pinguina, created during the reign of Dom Donis, 1279 to 1325, in a place where the Bank of Portugal stands today, in the street parallel to Praca do Commercio. All right, so the Portuguese, why they named the area after that area in the Africa, man, just like back to Portugal, you had what? You had Israelites around that area, or Jews. All right, so when they went over there to Benin or Dahomey and they seen the Israelites over there, all right, so they named that area in Benin after the same area near Lisbon, Portugal, where the Israelites was dwell at, man. All right. So it's another dagger, a spiritual dagger in her chest, man. All right. In Nitty chest. All right. Now she said she's a mother's Afro-Cuban. All right. So-called Afro-Cuban. All right. So, but you know, mom most likely Judah, all right? Because indigenous people, Cuba, that's Manasseh, all right? That's the difference between you people who, You know, like the humbug about the 12 tribe chart. All right. All right. So go right here. I'm gonna see what the name of the book I'm about to bring out. More, Volume 1 and 2 by Cosmo L. All right. So like I said, you guys pick the bones out of the meat, separate the truth from the lies. Okay. Now, let's see right here. Talking about Fidel Castro. And Fidel Castro's mother was a Moreno Jew. All right. So he knows what's what, man. All right. He knows what is what. His mama told him everything, most likely. All right. So it said right here, paragraph 28, it said Fidel Castro had Moorish blood via Moreno ancestry. All right. It said famous Hispanics who have acknowledged Moreno ancestry include Rita Moreno and Fidel Castro. Jews had played an important role in the history of monetary Mexico. The Garza family, one of Mexico's richest of the Cerverica Montezuma fame. All right, are Jews. Frida Kahlo's father, Guillermo Cato, a somewhat renowned photographer in his own right, was a Hungarian Jew. All right. Okay. It says Diego Rivera admitted having Moreno ancestors as well. All right. That's that guy who you paint the famous picture they painted in Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. All right. Showing them going to captivity and all that stuff, because he knows the history of Mexico. Nobody did him. Proving they are the Israelites. All right. So it says right. It said throughout the past century, particularly during the Cold War, Latin American leaders from Cuba's Fidel Castro to Argentina's Juan Perón will express support for Arab political causes and call for Arab-Latin solidarity in the face of imperial domination. All right, talking about America, often highlighting cultural links to the Arab world, right? Because the Moors will number Israelites that confess Islam. All right. Through Moor, Spain, Castro particularly made a Philo-Arab Pan-Africanism central to regime ideology and political initiatives. In his famous 1959 speech on the race, Jeffrey Maximo underlined Cuba's African and Moorish origin. All right, so it's talking about the Israelites from Africa, and it's talking about the Israelites from the Moorish brand. All right, it says we have a lighter or darker skin. Lighter skin implied descent for Spanish, who themselves were colonized by the Moors. All right, that came from Africa, was a fact. All right, because the Moors came and conquered Spain, and they fought a lot of children with those Spaniards. That's why you go to southern Spain, you see a lot of Puerto Rican looking people, so-called Puerto Rican looking people. All right, like brown people. All right, some just jet dark. All right. So it says those who are more or less dark-skinned came directly from Africa. All right, talking about the Israelites from Africa. Moreover, nobody considers self as being pure, much less superior rate. Let us be Moors. All right. So it's a Middle East Information Research Project, Islam, Race, and Connected Histories by Hisham Adi. All right, so there go the source right there. Now, why he knows the history, man? Because the Moors are in fact Israelites, man. All right, the Moors are Israelites, those that conquered Spain, man. All right, that is a historical fact. All right, because they came over here, they suffered the same curse of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, man. All right, I'm gonna get that out. It says right here what. All right, now read this. It says 18. It says on November 25th, 1491, after a long bloody fight against the Moors, Asiatic Muslims. All right, The basis saying that Shemitic, who occupied Spain over 7 years, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabel of Spain fell upon their knees and gave thanks to Santiago for their victory over the Moors. All right, because like I said, Revelation chapter 20 says what saints should be loose for 1,000 years to see the world, man. All right, so that was the beginning of the Renaissance. All right, because since for like a thousand years, a little bit after that. All right, that was prophesied because and I believe in, because that was September Various. I think he called. I tried to think of that date. Damn, slipped my mind, man. Hope I'm getting that date right. Damn, I can't think of the date. But September Various had conquered the Roman Empire, became the Holy Empire. And they spread of Europe. So they called it the Dark Ages. All right. So all right, and then about 1910, when Queen Victoria, because she was basically the last legit Israelite sent on the throne in Britain. All right, so that made up 1,000, a thousand. You will fit 1,000 years, a little bit more of that, but basically 1,000 years. All right, and so on the same day, the Pope of Rome proclaimed that day to be forever the day of Thanksgiving for all European Christians. Why? Because the so-called blacks of Granada, called Moors, were originally from Africa, Spain, and Arabia. All right. Surrendered the city of Granada, the last stronghold of the Moors in Spain. All right. And the walls of the Moorish Empire came crumbling down. All right. So, all right. It says, these Sardinian Moors were driven into Morocco and further down into West Africa, and were later betrayed, captured, and sold into America as slaves. That's Deuteronomy 28, man. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Okay. And then they had they Morano Jew brother. All right. And they were the same people, man. Okay. All right, let me get this right. All right, cause you're right. This is the book, The Englishman, The Moor, and the Holy City, by Joanne Taylor. All right, and get this out. All right. Alright, so this page 36, it says right here, Morocco was angry at Spain not only because the Spanish had seized Moorish lands in Ajuda, alright, that's Spain, Al-Ajuda, that's Spain, and dealt appallingly with the Muslim there, because the Spanish were continually capturing Muslims to serve as slaves in Spanish colonies in the Americas. All right, so that's page 36 in the book The Englishman, the Moor, and the Holy City. Now, Cuba is one of Spanish colonies, and she said her mother's Afro-Cuban. All right, so her mother most likely come from this this branch. All right, that particular branch. All right, of Israelites. Okay. Let's see right here. All right. Trying to get this info out. this name of the book, Black Crescents, The Experience Legacy of African Muslims in America. All right, so we know they wasn't African Hamites; those were Israelites under the Islamic banner. All right, and probably see them going to other religions, basically other philosophy other than the law, statute, commandments that Yahweh did. That's gave them. That's in the prophecy of that curse is Deuteronomy 28:64. All right. I'm trying to find this particular information. All right. Was let me see. All right. So yeah, here we go right here. All right. So it's at page 16. It says, in putting down the 1522 Santo Domingo revolt. All right, so that's in the Dominican Republic today, or that Hispaniola in Dominican Republic. Authorities conclude that it had been waged by the combination of Muslim-influenced Jalafes and disgruntled Ladinos. All right, disgruntled Ladino, number Spanish-speaking. All right, that's basically a code word for Israelites from Spain. They reissued decrees in 1530 and 1532 to ban the importation of enslaved Moors, Jews, whites, and Latinos into the New World. Only African Bozeles, all right, that's another word for Jake, all right, because they're not African, who were not Jalafe, who were to be accepted. All right, so why would they, if the so-called Afro-Cubans, all right, so-called Afro-Dominicans, so-called Haitians, if they was Africans, why were they ancestors, the Moors, the Jews, and the Latinos? All right. So how could they be Africans, man? Okay. How could it be Hamites? Why would you think that? Because you've been miseducated, man, by Esau education system and the Christian church. All right. So, they'll go another spiritual dagger into a Nitty heart. All right. As a matter of fact, let me see. Fulani, I've got this part. Yeah, she says she's from a mom family from Cuba. All right, let me get this right here. If I had Cuba 31, 38, about the Fulani. All right. Okay. All right, so right here, page 38, it says what? Another part of biography raises the possibility of Fube or Fula were known quantity in early Cuban history. All right, so I'm gonna skip down here. All right, it says, let's see. Well, let me go back up here, all right, because it says, were known quantity early in Cuban history. It says Montegil states that women were a major topic of discussion among men. One went to talk with friends and actually, it says actually acquaintance, and they told him everything what happened with the women. All right, because they was raping our women, as probably said Deuteronomy 28:30. I was never disposed to tell my business. Every man shall learn to be discreet, but these braggarts will say very calmly, listen, Fulano, you know that tomorrow I'm going to take, interfere, have sex with Fulanita. Fulano should probably be read as so, but it's tempting to wonder the term initially entered the language from the interaction with the Fube was somehow transformed into the ideal non-specific reference with a connotation of this pyramid, right? All right, so here it says what the Fube presence in Cuba is possibly indicated by a merely speculative read of Montejo. In contrast, verified a Federico Bremer eyewitness account in 1851 writing from Montazah, she states that there is a Negro of Fila tribe that were a little man with delicate features and long black shiny hair was said to be particular to this tribe. All right, so you have the Fuba over there, man. All right, the Fulani. Now, let's read this book, 100 Facts. 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro, page, look at this, I think it's 42 or 47. All right. It says right here, there's a lot of things gonna color because in that video you're trying to say that those Jews, those people in the Portuguese, all right, the Jew Portugal not so-called black, meaning dark-skinned people, all right, because they had sharp noses and high cheekbones and such, all right. And that's why Esau like sometimes call out people white, because people had different features, man. Some of my people had sharp features, some had straight hair, that's all red, some had thin nose. All right, it says, okay. It says many Negro Moroccans, almost all pure type, had straight noses. Even in America, I have seen African Americans with hook noses. All right. It is a mistake to imagine that all Negroes, even of pure stock, have flat noses. Some have faces that are Greek in profile. All right. It says right here, it says the Pews or Negro Jews of West Africa has so-called Semitic profiles with Shemitic. In France and Spain and Portugal, there are Negroid Jews with woolly hair, to Portuguese Jews who are the aristocrats of Jewry show considerable Negroid strain. All right. So I'll cut it. With this, she got another spiritual dagger to the heart. All right, will show that the Fula or Pew slaves over there, they got imported to Cuba. Those were Hebrew Israelites, and another thing showed that the Portuguese Jews were a dark-skinned people. Okay, so hey, this is the end. This is the conclusion, man, of this particular subject. All right, so shalom.